this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed.
When you think of Martin Luther King Jr.'s formative years, you may think of Atlanta, Georgia, where he grew up and attended Morehouse College. You may think of Montgomery, Alabama, where he got his first pastor job and led the bus boycott. But who would ever think of Simsbury, Connecticut? Not even the people of Simsbury would think of Simsbury.
It seemed like an urban myth to a lot of people.
It seemed like it wasn't possible, that he would come to, of all places, this town.
Richard Curtis is a history teacher at Simsbury High School. Last summer, he worked with a group of students who took it upon themselves to investigate this mystery. The legend was that young Martin Luther King Jr. spent several months here working in the tobacco fields. He would have been part of a group of Morehouse students who used to spend their summers in this Connecticut valley to earn money for school. That part was common knowledge. But King?
There is proof that he was here.
And I think it's one of the most amazing pieces of our town's history. Here.
Nicole Byer and John Conrad Malley led the research project, which included going through books and old articles and gathering oral history from people like 105-year-old Bernice Martin, who says King went to her church in Simsbury.
Now, how do you remember that?
Because he had a good voice.
Because he had a good voice?
Yeah, he sang in the choir, yes.
They put their findings in a video. It tells the story of King's 2 summers in Simsbury, at the age of 15 and again at 18, when he lived here in the dorms provided by the tobacco company.
But this is much more than just a Washington slept here kind of story. In the video, the kids present a compelling case that these dorms not only housed him, but may have also shaped him.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. He was elected the religious leader of the Morehouse students.
That leadership role had a profound effect. On his seminary application, King says that's when he decided he wanted to be a minister. But what seems to have affected him even more was Simsbury itself. In the video, the students read letters he wrote home about the church.
Negroes and whites go to the same church.
He wrote about the restaurants.
I never thought that a person of my race could eat anywhere.
And most telling, he wrote about going home.
It was a bitter feeling going back to segregation. It was hard to understand why I could ride wherever I pleased on the train from New York to Washington and then had to change to a Jim Crow car at the nation's capital.
When he came to the North, I think he finally realized that, hey, there is a place where, they could sit anywhere they wanted in church.
This is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I've seen the promised land.
King had a vision for what America could be. And although in the end he spoke of seeing it from a mountaintop, we now know his first glimpse was actually from a valley. Steve Hartman, CBS News, Simsbury, Connecticut.